Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm Carlina Davis of Spilling the Sweet Tea. And baby, we are doing a 60-day update, okay? But first, let me show y'all my Christmas tree. Isn't she cute? The Christmas tree is giving fa la 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 fabulous. But I wanted to make this video to share with you where I'm at. Baby, 60 days ago today, I sat at this desk and got the news that I was being laid off. Yes, honey, I got the news on my day off. If you are just following me, you have never seen a video from me, on October 2nd of this year, I got a Teams message, a text message, emails for a couple of hours, but I was on my day off and didn't really pay attention to it, asking if I could talk in 30 minutes. Finally responded and said, sure, I could talk in 30 minutes. And that's when I got the news that I was being laid off. Now, I had been with this company, it would have been 3 years on November 1st, but I worked for the company, gosh, almost 7.5 years, left and then came back in 2022. The funny thing is, the person who gave me the news that I was being let go, I had known when I was working for the company before, right? So like I had known him for years, but baby, it didn't matter. When I tell you he read off that script, just as robotic as he had done probably 10 other people before he got to me. And I honestly was not shocked. Immediately from the time I got the news, I said, you know what? I'm doing Spilling the Sweet Tea full time. I have been doing content creation or food content creation for the last almost 6 years. So March of 2020, I, like so many people, got on TikTok and started showing people how to cook. Now, baby, I love to cook. I'm a Southern cook. I grew up in my mama's kitchen, helping her cook. And during the pandemic, I was stuck in the house like so many other people. And my bonus daughter, who was living with us at the time, showed me how to use TikTok. So I started making TikToks and showing people how to cook. Almost 6 years later, I have built a following of over 2.4 million followers / subscribers over 4 or 5 platforms. And it's just a blessing. So the last 60 days, I have been doing this full time. I'm a wife and a mom. So I have had more time with my daughter. If you saw my 30-day update, I talked about how I went to an overnight field trip with her 5th grade class. So I'm so glad I was able to be present for that. Also heard in my 30-day update that I was writing a cookbook. The cookbook is finished. I had the idea to write this copycat cookbook before I got laid off, because I started doing this you can make that shit at home recipe series on my social media channels. And I got the idea to turn it into a cookbook, but I was like, I don't have time to do a cookbook. So I knew it was going to take me forever working full time and doing content creation kind of on the side or as a passion project to do it. As soon as I got let go, I went into auto drive. I went into a different mode and feverishly have been working these last 60 days to get this cookbook done. And baby, it's done. It is going to go on pre-sale soon. So I will be announcing very soon what day it's going to go on pre-sale. So if you go to my mailing list, go to spillingthesweettea.com and you can get on my mailing list, and then I'll send out an email and also make a video letting people know when the cookbook is going to be released. But when I say I have felt so free over these last 60 days, it's been an adjustment because obviously I am not, punching a clock, so to say. I was a salary employee, but I work remote, but I was in a corporate sales job. Anybody who has been in sales knows, baby, it's all about what have you done for me lately? What are you doing for me this quarter? What are you doing for me next quarter? And I have been in sales, gosh, since 2004. I've done payroll sales, pharmaceutical sales, educational sales, and most recently, corporate training solutions. I sold compliance training. So like workplace harassment, antitrust, anti-bribery, all the courses you have to take before you start a new job. And I really said to myself, you know what? I'm going to focus on building my brand and building my business and bet on myself. I grew up around entrepreneurs. I grew up in a small business. I made a video about that my parents owned a funeral home in North Carolina. So I know what it takes to build a brand. I've been doing it for the last almost 6 years, just part-time. And I'm so proud of what I've accomplished these last 60 days. So baby, I did the math. And just by me working on the cookbook, and then, so I'm not really full force like in my strategy for my business and where I see myself going, just because the cookbook has taken a lot of my attention. But just like based on what I made last month, I tripled what I was making at my corporate job. When I tell you I did the math, I was blown away. I have multiple revenue streams. Obviously my content is monetized on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram don't count, TikTok. I am an Amazon influencer, so I do get, revenue from, people shopping my Amazon link. I just became a Walmart creator, so that's another stream of revenue for me. And I have a food brand. I have a food brand called Miss Lena's, where I sell biscuit mixes and cornbread mix. So one of the highlights of the last 30 days is that the Reginald Lewis Museum in Baltimore will now carry my products in their museum shop. Baby, when you go to that museum in Baltimore, you can walk in the museum shop and buy my cookbook. You can get my mixes. You can buy my children's book. Baby, do y'all know I'm even a children's book author? I published a children's book, I think in 2022. It's called The ABCs of Cooking in Maya's World. I love that my daughter gets in the kitchen with me. So I wrote this cookbook to empower kids in the kitchen, to teach them cooking techniques and kitchen tools from A to Z. So I wrote the cookbook. I think my daughter was 6. So I was able to self-publish the children's book. It's online. Wherever books are sold, you can find a copy. But they wanted to put my children's book in their children's book library as well at the museum. So I think we're going to work out me doing kind of like a meet and greet at the museum soon. So I'm so excited. That's a really great update that has happened over the last 30 days. I also did a podcast interview. So I did sit down with Kendall. She is called the Remix Coach on social media. She's also here on YouTube, and she interviewed me for about 25 minutes a couple weeks ago. So my interview with her airs tomorrow, Wednesday, December 3rd. So I will link everything in the description if you want to check out my interview with her. But it was a great interview. She asked me a lot of questions about how I've built my brand so far on social media. We talked about this, the interview is titled From Layoff to Legacy, right? Because I'm really carrying on my mother's legacy and everything that she taught me in the kitchen by sharing her recipes. I built my brand around sharing a lot of the recipes that my mother taught me in the kitchen. So I'm so excited about that. Like I said, it's coming out tomorrow on Wednesday. My cookbook is going to go on pre-sale soon. I'm thinking by the end of the week, I'll announce when it's going to go on pre-sale. And I'm thriving. I'm making more money than I was. I'm not stressed. I am doing something I love and I'm passionate about. I'm leaving a legacy for my daughter. I'm showing her, girl, these people can kick you while you down, okay? But you can rise up and do great things. Right now, like, this is the path I'm on. I am walking in my purpose and doing something I love to do, which is cooking and sharing my recipes with the world. I'm so excited about this new cookbook. You can make that shit at home. That is the title of the series that came to my mind when I created this series. So that's the title of the cookbook. I'm not changing it. If you don't like that I say the word S-H-I-T, I'm so sorry. But in this moment, in this economy, in this time we're living in, I feel like more people need to be angry. When I get angry, I, let a 4-letter word slip out. And that's a part of how I feel. Because right now, in the situation that we're in, going out to eat is expensive. Especially if you have a family. Going out to eat is different. When you go out to eat now, baby, the food is mid. It's not the same. And a lot of these you can get in the Cheesecake Factory and Applebee's and Chili's and Olive Garden. You can make it at home. You can make it at home your way. You can add extra sauce. You can add extra garlic. You can put twists on recipes and make it better and cheaper at home. So I wrote this cookbook to inspire people, to let them know you don't have to spend your money at these corporate restaurants. Like, save your money, make your food at home. My mother used to always say, when you cook at home, you know what you're eating, right? And I've experienced that so many times. Obviously, I love to cook, but I also, have also gone out to eat as well. But I'm noticing these last couple of months going out to eat, the food is so mid. Oh, when I tell you, and I'll share this when I share one of my recipes of my 12 Days of Christmas series, I included in the cookbook Cheesecake Factory shrimp scampi pasta. That recipe is going to be in the cookbook. That's a dish that I enjoyed at the Cheesecake Factory. I went because my daughter really wanted a pizza from there a couple of months ago. And I ordered this pasta. I paid $29 for it. It wasn't hot. The plate was served to me sloppy. The noodles were dry. They barely put any sauce on it. So, that experience for me really shaped this cookbook. I know you guys have probably had similar experiences. Follow me and I'll share with you guys copycat recipes that you can make at home. There are so many different recipes that you like in these drive-thrus and restaurants that you can easily recreate at home, especially if you love them, right? The first recipe that went viral was my copycat recipe for Starbucks apple croissants. Now, honey, Starbucks was a place I went to all the time. I remember when my daughter was taking gymnastics, I would drop her off at gymnastics and I would just have that hour to myself to sit in my car, sip on my grande white chocolate mocha skim light whip and my apple croissants. And I would be pissed if I went there and they were sold out, because that was it's a popular pastry that they have. And if they weren't sold out, that was my order. I would get the apple croissant and my white chocolate mocha, enjoy my hour to myself. And you can easily, with 3 ingredients, make that at home. And I think that's why a lot of people resonated with the series and wanted to follow the series and are excited about the cookbook, because they realize that, hey, if I enjoy this every morning and I make a batch, which the recipe allows you to make 8 croissants, then I have a croissant every morning for the week, and I've saved a lot of money and I know what's in it. I've made it myself and I can enjoy it at home. So that is the whole point of the cookbook, and I'm excited to share it with you guys soon. So I feel like those are all of my updates. I just wanted to keep you guys just abreast of what's happening with me. I did a 30-day check-in and now I'm doing a 60-day check-in. My 12 Days of Christmas Recipe series is going. Today is day 2. So I'm going to be posting day 2's recipes. In January, I decided yesterday to start a K&W copycat recipe series. So I don't know if you saw my video, but I learned yesterday that the K&W in North Carolina is closing down for good. K&W is a cafeteria style restaurant that was a big part of my childhood. They had amazing Southern comfort food. So I want to recreate some of those recipes for you guys starting in the new year. Because maybe in 2026, we're saving money. We are doing it for ourselves, okay? So make sure you subscribe to my channel, follow along on my journey. Thank you guys so much for your support. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to my girl Tabitha Speaks Politics, because a lot of you guys are now subscribed to my channel because she made a post asking that you guys subscribe because I make amazing cooking content. So I'm so grateful that some of her community is now a part of the Spilling the Sweet Tea community. So I love you guys. Have an amazing rest of the day, and I'll be checking in with you guys on day 90. Happy holidays, and I'll see you soon.